All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Bristol Motor Speedway. My name is Ryan Wayne, and I will be commentating here tonight. It has been 2 weeks since Rebel Valley Sim Club has taken the track, and we are ready to roll here tonight with 3 races in honor of the legacy of Kyle Busch. Start things off, the driver's going to start here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. This half-mile racetrack nestled in Bristol, Tennessee, has been Kyle Busch's playground in the Cup Series with 9 total Cup Series victories in his career. See which driver can tackle here at the Great Coliseum. Take a look at the drivers we've got on track right now. This is Cameron Face, and a new driver at the top of the boards. That's Luke Gallagher there in the 00. Cameron Face now back on the top of the charts here at a 15.089. Drivers are slowly putting laps here on the track. This is Derek Shaver in the number 30 at Pepsi Chevrolet. Ryan PCS 83 said, "Let's go Face," as he puts that number 80 on the top of the charts. Elliot Condra right there in second. Luke Gallagher third. Benner Cowan fourth. Good rounds out our top 5. Great lap there for Braden Ludiker. There's that number 18 Kyle Busch scheme. Bright yellow M&M scheme that he was known for during his time at Joe Gibbs Racing. Going to put a P3 on the speed charts at 15.182. Wait for other drivers here to go on track. This is a 5-minute qualifying session for these drivers. Here's a new driver here in Rebel Valley. This is Cody Rittenauer in that number 3 Toyota. You see on the left-hand side of your screen, 14 drivers have posted a time here so far. See what the number 3 can do this time by. Going to put that P11 with a 15.447. And a new man to the top of the charts, Daniel Mosteller, that number 87 is going to go to the top of the charts. 15.039. A great lap there. Wyatt Blair has put that number 5 up to P8. Need to wait this out. Here's the 99 here on track, Alan Stouffer. You also have Jordan Jung in the number 11 Progressive Toyota. Last time we raced with the next-gen cars, Jordan Jung was able to get it done at Pocono, leading all 10 laps and getting a win. And definitely not going to work there for lap number 2, and he's going to start back in 15th position. Take a look at the starting order as of right now. We've got 18 drivers that have posted a time. Daniel Mosteller looks like he'll be starting on pole on that number 87. Need to wait for this clock to wind down. About 40 seconds remaining here in qualifying. Take a look at the scenic views around the Bristol Motor Speedway. Let's get a little bit of a rundown of kind of what to expect here tonight here at Bristol. Again, only one tire set for these drivers laying around the pits. There are 0 fast repairs. That's rules that's set here in Rebel Valley. 100% fuel limit like normal, and nighttime is the right time. We're going to have some nighttime racing here at Bristol. Qualifying is officially complete, and we're going to work our way into the race. Lights are on here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, and it's time to set the lineup here for today's race. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting grid here for Bristol tonight. We got Daniel Mosteller on the pole. Alongside him, we got Cameron Face. Row number 2, Elliott Condra and Braden Ludiker. Row 3, you've got Luke Gallagher and Gunnar Cowan. Row number 4, you got Michael Boyd and Wyatt Blair. Row 5, Josh Kenyon and Michael Good. Row number 6, Brandon Showers and Alan Stoper. Diego Acuna, number 84, with Cody Rittenauer in 14th. Jordan Jung starting 15th, along with Derek Shaver. That'll be an interesting row number 8 right there. And then row 9, you've got Marty Schmela and Braden Stewart. Mateo Mitchell will be our admin tonight. And then you got David Hamrick, who did not post a qualifying time. And then Weston Foster in the Kyle Busch scheme in that number 8, with Mason Silva P22. And then Lucas Austin P23. As you take a look at the 23 drivers that have registered here in this session. Got a brigade of Chevrolets here in these first 3 rows. 5 of the first 6 are all Chevrolets. That lone Toyota there with the number 11 or the number 18 of Braden Ludiker, trying to work his way up toward the front. We have 1 Ford in the race, and I don't even think he's even on the racetrack. So it's mainly just Chevrolets and Toyotas here for our race number 1 tonight. Race number 2 will be at the Phoenix Raceway with the O'Reilly cars, another track that Kyle Busch had a lot of success on during his time in the O'Reilly series. In his stats, it was mightily impressive. 11 wins during his time in the O'Reilly series in just 25 races alone. That's a 44% win rate, which is extremely impressive. Again, 2 pace laps here on track for these drivers. This is just the short track rules on iRacing. We've got an interesting battle on our hands tonight here for race number 1 at Bristol. Daniel Mosteller should be the prohibitive favorite here tonight, but there are some other guys you definitely could question or have a legitimate chance of winning this. Ryan PCS 83 in chat is pulling for Cameron Face, and he's honestly a good pick. I normally see this 80 car up toward the front here on these short track races. It wouldn't surprise me to see him get another short track win here in Rebel Valley. See right there, that number 80 for MC Motorsports. Elliott Condra has been strong as well, that number 09. Luke Gallagher had a great effort in qualifying as well in that 00. But it's going to be Daniel Mosteller and Cameron Face leading us down to the green. Glad you can join us here on the Speed Demon Racing Network for Rebel Valley Sim Club action. It's the first time in 2 weeks these drivers have taken a track, and for the 4th race in a row, we're going to be running with the next-gen cars. That's Mosteller and Face leading us down to the green flag, and we're underway. That was Alan Stoper there, the number 99, and we've got a crash here. That's Rittenauer in the 3, Weston Foster in the 8. 2-car crash. We're still keeping it green. The Mosteller starting to gap the field a little bit by 0.4 of a second. As the battle right behind us for 2nd place. That's Elliott Condra in the number 9. We got Gunnar Cowan's around the 48. Coming right back in front of the racetrack. No caution. We're staying green. The 87 is going to catch up to the number 8. That was a big block there thrown by Foster. Daniel Mosteller still out ahead there in that number 87. I'll tell you what, this 8's really giving Daniel Mosteller a hard time. That's going to open the door here for Cameron Face at a number 80. Boy, the 8's having a hard time holding a line right now as you see the 00 of Luke Gallagher off the pace. How about a lap 5 this time by? We'll be doing a radio silent on lap number 8. We pay tribute to Kyle Busch. Guys continue to pace around the track here at Bristol. Mosteller starting to gap by 0.4 of a second now over the number 80 of Cameron Face. Michael Boyd nestled there in 5th place. You got Wyatt Blair in 6th. Michael Good having a nice solid run there in 7th as he gets to the inside of Wyatt Blair. Move him up into P6. And also a nice run for Jordan Jung in that number 11 as he's worked his way up 8 spots to start this race. A close call there with Brandon Stewart in the 77 as we're now going to go radio silent. Head back to the action now. Daniel Mosteller still up by almost 0.6 of a second. We got a crash here with David Hamrick in the number 32. Young Life Toyota. He is off the racing surface, so we're going to keep this green. Head laps down, 40 to go next time by. Field is mostly single file here so far. You see Michael Good there in the number 33. Right behind him, that's Jordan Jung. The car went around. That was Brandon Stewart in the number 77. Been clean and green so far here at Bristol. I keep my eye on this number 11 of Jordan Jung. He's been running some really good lap times in that number 18 machine. And he's not too far off Demos's pace right now. You see, he's caught up to the 33 and the number 88 there. That's Michael Boyd in the 88. Had a nice run here. Boy, did you see that number 11? That car just kicked out right there. Nice save there from the aggressive Toyota. Dips to the inside here of Michael Good in the number 33. "15 laps complete here at Bristol. It'll be 35 to go next time by." Daniel Mostar has led all 15 laps here from the pole position. He's up by 1.2 seconds over Cameron Pace. Top 4 have not changed positions here since the start of this race. We've got a good gap here. This is mainly the battle that you're seeing on your screen. This is a battle for P6 between Jordan Jung and Michael Good. Good's going to let him have it, so Jordan Jung up to 6th place. Got Wyatt Blair there in 8th. Battle of the 2-5s here. But that's Brandon Showers in the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet. Gets to the inside of Wyatt Blair here. This is for 8th place. I know these drivers are probably fighting tight conditions right now as we get into this long green flag run. See who has the advantage here is they're still side by side here for P8 between Showers and Blair. Right on board here with Wyatt Blair, the number 5. A little bit of a mistake there for the number 5 of Wyatt Blair. He's going to drop back 2 spots now to the last spot in that top 10. Back up front, you see Mostilla right now as you take a look at the lap times last time by as we're at 30 to go. Our driver's still running that 15.8. There's one driver at 15.7. That was the 99 of Alan Stouffer. Daniel Mostiller is up a 1.2 second lead over the number 80 of Cameron Pace. In battle for 5th place here, we got Jordan Jung and Michael Boyd side by side here for P5. Michael Good there, hit the wall at number 33. He's now going to be under attack here from Brandon Showers. Just a little bit. You also right there in 4th place, the number 18, that's Braden Ludiker. He's dropped off the pace a little bit here on this long green flag run. Great battle, though, here for P5 between Jordan Jung and the number 88 of Michael Boyd. Young tried to put the bumper right there to the number 88. That's not going to work. Boy, look at that full send there from the number 11 of Jordan Jung. Is he going to get clear? And yes, he will. Jordan Jung up to P5. Jung is the biggest mover so far, up 10 spots from the start of this race. Another driver that's done a nice job working his way through this field is that, well, showing up at the number 20 on my end. That's Marty Schmela. He's up 8 spots from the start of this race, and you see he's up to P9. Nice effort there for Schmela. Diego Acuna has brought that car to pit road. Take a look at Derek Shaver there back in 12th place. Gunnar Cowan. We have 12 cars here on the lead lap with 23 to go. Get back here. This is a great battle here for 4th place. And we got contact here with the 88 of Michael Boyd. He gets into Jordan Jung. And around goes the 88 and the 11 in turn number 1. And there's the caution. Our first caution today here on lap number 30. And it involves the 11 of Jordan Jung and the 88 of Michael Boyd. Those two had a fierce battle for approximately 10 laps, and it just ended up in turmoil. See the front end damage on that progressive Toyota. I don't know if Flo's going to cover the damage on that vehicle damage on that number 11, but we're under caution here for the first time on lap number 30. Let's take a look at what happened. Watch Michael Boyd here in the 88. He was battling for 4th place. That is Jordan Jung there in the 11, and then Ludiker there in the number 18. Go back and take a look. Contact from the 18 into the 11. That sends him into the 88. 88 does his best to try to save it, and around he went. And also collect the 11, Jordan Jung. Had a close call there with Michael Boyd as well in the, excuse me, that might have been Michael Good in the number 33, but puts us under caution. Apologies for the technical difficulties right there as the transition took a little bit longer than I anticipated, but we got some cars onto pit road. You got Cameron facing the number 80 who's on pit road here, along with the 18 of Braden Ludiker. These guys coming in for their lone set of tires here in the pits. So take a look at the cars currently on pit road right now. There's going to be 2 or 4 tire pit stops here. I'll have to adjust the box times. It's definitely, right side tires do not take 14.9 seconds. But looks like a strategy call there for Brandon Showers in the number 5. Also had a couple guys come in on, well, but you take a look here at the running order. It's Daniel Mosteller who is going to be leading this race. He did not come down pit road. See how that all plays out for him. That's going to be Mosteller, Elliot Condra there in the number 09. And then Brandon Showers in 22. Josh Kenyon has worked his way up to 4th. And you have Derek Shaver in 5th. Mosteller has not pitted in this race. So we'll see how he does there on those old tires. It's going to be Elliot Condra right behind him who pitted at lap 30 when that caution flag came out. We'll see what happens here on the restart. It'll be lap 34 when we go back to green. It's going to be Mosteller and Condra. We're back underway. Big stack up on that outside line. The big loser there on that restart was the number 20 of Marty Schmela. Field continues to work through. Like a little bit of a bump there. Derek Shaver's going to put that number 30 in the fence. He's all up in the marbles. Definitely going to lose a lot of time here. Off spot Schmela now under attack from Michael Good in the number 33. Look back up front. Elliot Condra putting the number 09 in position to try to win this race. Here he goes to the outside of Daniel Mosteller. It looks like he got to the marbles there. That messed up his momentum. Now he's down to 0.2 of a second behind the number 87. 09 sideways again. That's going to open the door for Brandon Showers in this number 5. How about Brandon Showers? That might have been, and that was a commentator's curse as he's going to crash that number 5 machine. Oh, heartbreak there for the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet. He just lost it on the outside. And there goes his chance of winning here at Bristol. Next time by 12 laps to go for Daniel Mosteller. He's been the dominant car today. He's led all 39 laps here tonight at Bristol. Can he lead the last 12 to get the sweep here tonight? Now, he was on the other end of a one of the closest finish in Rebel Valley history 2 weeks ago. That battle at Nashville with Jacob Wilkerson. I think a score on my end had him as the winner, but looking over the results from iRacing, it ended up giving the win to Jacob Wilkerson. But you see the 09's got a huge run on the outside. Tires might be paying off here for Elliott Condra. You see we're getting to the outside line here of Mosteller. Mosteller is going to hold him off. Cameron Pace has cleared himself there in 3rd place. Here comes Condra with a run on the outside with 10 to go. 9 to go this time now. Here's the 09 of Elliott Condra. And the 09 is still not clear from Mosteller. Going to work their way into turn number 3. They get past the wounded car, the number 30 of Derek Shaver. Put Elliott Condra out front for the first time tonight. Elliott Condra leads with 8 to go. Daniel Mosteller stayed out on those old tires. I don't think that's going to pay off unless we get a late race caution. I'll tell you what, Cameron Pace has also closed the gap as well in that number 80 machine. I think with lap times last time by. Laps there. And we got a car stopped on the inside of the track. That's the number 48 of Gunnar Cowler. Looks like he's going to get it back going. And you see the 80 just got a little bit too high. And around goes Cameron Pace. The second driver we've seen spin from the podium position. And look at all the track position he's going to lose. He's going to drop all the way back here into the 10th position. So tough break there for Cameron Pace, but it's 5 to go for Elliott Condra. Racing Edits U7Y said that Demos has this, but I'll tell you what, I think this is Elliott Condra's race to lose unless we get a late race yellow. 3 to go here for Condra. That gap now at 0.8 of a second over Daniel Mosteller. Michael Good is now 3rd. How about Marty Schmela, who's got a chance at a possible podium here, up 13 spots from the start of this race. Michael Good blinked out. That's going to be an advantage here for the number 8. Well, showing up as the number 20 on my end for Marty Schmela. But 2 more laps to navigate around here for Elliott Condra. This time by, it's going to be 1 lap to go here at Bristol. Elliott came out when came to pit row, and that caution came out on lap number 30 with Michael Boyd and Jordan Jung. And he's going to use those fresh tires to his advantage. Coming around turn number 4. Race number 1 goes to Elliott Condra. As you take a look at the rest of the finishing results, Elliott Condra gets it done here tonight at number 09 Napa Chevrolet. Congratulations to Elliott Condra as he wins race number 1. A little bit of a celebratory bump there for the number 33 of Michael Good, as he's going to burn it down as well, driving that Kyle Busch machine. Daniel Mosteller comes home 2nd. Michael Good will finish 3rd. Marty Schmela will finish 4th. And Braden Ludick will round out our top 5 here for race number 1 here at Bristol. So congratulations to Elliott Condra. We'll go ahead and get him in the booth and get his thoughts on this race. All right, Elliott Condra, this is Ryan Wayne in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, Elliot, I think this is only your second career win here in Rebel Valley. I remember you got your first career win in a night race as well at Las Vegas with the trucks, but you were able to get it done tonight, holding off Daniel Mosteller. It looks like those tires definitely paid off for you after coming in with that caution coming out on lap number 30. Talk to us how you're able to work your way around the outside of the number 87 and get career win number 2 here in Rebel Valley.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by Mosteller's decision to not take tires there. I thought for sure he was going to come in and he would have that thing locked up, but he stayed out. I was quite a bit faster than him center exit once we got tires, and I didn't really want to like wreck him for it, so went around the outside, took a few laps, but got it done and was able to hold it for the last few laps there and get dub.
Did you have any other concerns behind you on other drivers on that same strategy? Because it definitely seemed like you were able to distance yourself away from the rest of the competition that came down pit road there once that caution came out on lap 30.
I think Cameron Face was on the same strategy, but I saw he was like outside of Mosteller, and I think something happened because I think he got involved in some crash or something. But yeah, he was really fast too. I thought that if he had gotten past Mosteller, there would have been a decent shot that he would have gotten to me, and we would have had a good battle there at the end.
Well, you're able to get another win here in Rebel Valley. Is there anyone you give a shout out to before we move on to race number 2 with the O'Reilly cars at Phoenix?
Shout out to you and Aaron May for putting these things up and hosting them and doing all the admin work.
I do appreciate the sentiments, and congratulations on your win. We'll see if you can get another one here in our other 2 races tonight.
Yep, appreciate it.
All right, that's going to be Elliot Condra, driver of the number 09 machine. He's able to come away with the win and steal it from the number 87 of Daniel Mosteller. Fresh tires made the difference for him and able to propel him into victory lane. So we'll go ahead and transition here to race number 2 after a clean race 1. Surprisingly, 1 caution for a 50-lap Bristol race. Nice job by these drivers of mostly keeping it clean for the most part. And we'll go ahead and move into race number 2. And that's going to be O'Reilly at Phoenix. The dog leg will not be open here, so this is just going to be O'Reilly, Phoenix, just for 30 laps. So give me about 5 to 10 minutes to get this session set up. We'll be right back. All right, it's time here for race number 2. The session is live. We got some numbers on track here. This is O'Reilly at Phoenix. Track that Kyle Busch won the most races on during his O'Reilly career. I was looking at his record. I mean, 25 races in the O'Reilly Series at Phoenix, 11 wins. That's a 44% win percentage. That is just unbelievable numbers here. That driver that currently has the most wins all time in the O'Reilly and Truck Series. Just unbelievable numbers there from a guy that just cemented his career as one of the top drivers in NASCAR. And run Phoenix here tonight. What you see on your screen, that is the number 09 of Elliott Kahn. A little bit different look. Called him the Napa car in the last race. This one's going to be the Tier 1 setup shop car. Even got the American flag hood number there. That's a nice little touch. But no surprise, the number 87 of Daniel Mosteller on the fastest so far at 27.49. We'll go ahead and switch this over here. But yeah, 27.49 for the driver, the number 87. Great lap so far. Get redemption after losing last battle at Bristol. How about Holden Myers P2 right now in that number 1? 27.63 was his fastest lap, so he gets into number 27, Josh Kenyon, but great lap there for number 1. Mateo Mitchell will be running this race. He was an admin off track last race. P4, and then Desmond Burnell, final car there in that top 5. The last time we came to Phoenix, it was with the ARCA cars and Cameron Face. That you see the driver right there, that number 80, able to get it done. What he could do in that machine. Goes in here, and this is only a 10-minute practice. It's 15 for race 1. It's only a 10-minute practice here for race number 2. Speed it along here. Or expedite the process, if you will. We've had 13 drivers post a time so far. This is Cameron Face you see on your screen. There's Logan Bolt, the number 48. Wayne Sanders there, the number 83. Typically see him run the number 86. He's in the number 83 here for this race, at Pepsi Chevrolet. Really cool Kyle Busch throwback there. That's Diego Ocuña at number 84, throwing back to Kyle Busch's 2004 Cup scheme. When Kyle started making select starts in the Cup Series before his first full-time year in 2005, driving the number 5. One little fun fact about Kyle Busch, too. He actually made a Cup start in 2003, driving the number 60 for Hendrick Motorsports, and if I remember correctly, wasn't that car disqualified and confiscated by NASCAR? I might be wrong on that, but yeah, Kyle did initially try to make a debut at Homestead in the number 60, but also ran part-time that number 84 before moving on to full-time ride and replacing Terry Labonte in the 5 in 2005. Diego Ocuña right now P9 at number 84. There's Michael Good. I swear that Michael Good always runs a different number every single race. Just in the 33, now he's in the 54 here for this race. Good lap for Mateo Mitchell as he works his way up to P2. Xbox Live Chevrolet. Xbox Series X Chevrolet, excuse me. Goes again here on the final 20 seconds of this practice session. It's Mosteller, Mitchell, Face, currently top 3. Top 5 are all on the Chevrolet bow ties. So take a look here at the car logo here. Only one Ford in the race. That's Desmond Burnell in the number 19. We close in on the end of practice. These drivers slipping and sliding around here. 20 drivers loaded in here for race number 2. Going to be Mosteller, who's going to be on the, well, set the fastest time here so far. Ready to head into qualifying here. We'll see who can get the fastest time here. Again, no dog leg for these drivers to use, so see how that all plays out. Some of the guys on track right now. Here's Luke Gallagher in that 00. We always talk about some of the drivers that have always run like their same paint scheme. This is one of them. Luke Gallagher always runs that number 00 Burger King Chevrolet, that Alpha Prime Racing number font. What he can do in that 00. Go ahead and go to full size. These guys continue to post times on the track. Here's Daniel Mosteller, number 87. Cameron Face at the top of the charts there, that number 80. Great lap there for Cameron Face, 27.62. Now Mateo Mitchell to the top of 27.554. .554. That's still going to be Mateo Mitchell on the top of the charts. Eric Shaver puts that number 30 DHL Chevrolet in P5. I think the last time we saw that number 30 in the number 30 DHL Chevrolet, it got impaled into that turn 1 guardrail at Monza. Hopefully we don't see another wreck like that here at Phoenix. There's Josh Kenyon. Always runs that number 27. And Daniel Mosteller to the top of the charts. That number 87 high velocity TV Chevrolet, 27.493. There's Diego Acuna, the number 84. He's going to put it P8. Wyatt Blair there, the number 5. Currently P10. I believe that is where he's going to be. He's already completed his 2 laps. The only other driver on track right now, this is Tyler Ferguson, the number 81. I don't think he's going to do anything with that lap. I have Holden Myers there, the number 1, who's sitting at the entrance of pit road. Most of the field has posted a qualifying time here, and we're just going to be waiting for the green flag to drop. Michael Boyd ran the number 88. Here he is the number 41 this race. Watch the number 41 of Michael Boyd. You'll also have Nolan Crane, who was a very last-second entry in that number 9 SVG paint scheme. Don't think he'll have enough time to post a lap. We'll see what the number 20 or number 41 of Michael Boyd does. Puts a 28.18 on that lap. So that'll put him P16. Will not have enough time here, and I don't think Nolan Crane either. Nolan Crane will be able to put a lap either. That's going to be the end of this qualifying session. It's going to be Daniel Mosteller who's going to start on the front row. Back-to-back poles for the number 87. Again, this is only a 30-lap race here for these drivers, so this is going to be a little sprint here to the finish. 30 laps around Phoenix. Go ahead and shorten our scoreboard here. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup here for the 22 drivers that are registered here for tonight. All right, let's take a look at our starting grid here for today's race. On the pole, you have Mateo Mitchell and, Daniel Mosteller, Mateo Mitchell in row 1. Row 2, another pair of Chevrolets, Cameron Face and Elliott Condra. Row 3, Jordan Jung and Derek Shaver. Row number 4, Michael Good and Diego Ocuña. Row 5, Josh Kenyon and Wyatt Blair. And then you've got Marty Schmela and the lone Ford in the, well, one of the lone Fords in the field in Desmond Burnell. Lane Sanders and Luke Gallagher. 13th and 14th. Riker Byram, keep your eye on him. Finished second the last time he ran at Phoenix, along with Michael Boyd. Holden Myers and Logan Bolt will be in row number 9. And then Jaden Hall in the 54 and Luigi Gonzalez. Gonzalez will be rounding out the top 20. Tyler Ferguson and Nolan Crane will be the 22 cars that are on the grid here today. I do not see Daniel Mosteller in the number 87 on track. Not sure if he lagged out or if it's just starting at the tail end of the field, but it's going to move Cameron Face here to the inside. Move the inside up a row, and he's going to be starting on pole. So it's going to be Cameron Face and Mateo Mitchell. Mitchell now leading us to the green flag. All right, Cameron Face, Mateo Mitchell, 2 Chevrolets. Let's get ready here for race number 2, and we're underway. One car did a wall ride there. That was Holden Myers, and right into Desmond Burnell. That is a 6-car pileup in the back of the field. That collects the 54 of Jaden Hall. That's Ferguson in the 81. Luigi Gonzalez in the 26. There's Mosteller, who's finally coming back and had to come to a complete stop. But no caution yet. They're staying green. Up front, it's Mateo Mitchell in that number 82, trying to hold off Cameron Face in the number 80. You see Diego Ocuña in the fence, that number 84. Thirteen cars separated by 2.5 seconds. That affects the scoreboard here. It's bugging out a little bit. Why it's showing Desmond Burnell as the leader, but it should be the number 82 of Mateo Mitchell out front. So go ahead and ignore that. This is the pass for the lead here with the number 80 of Cameron Face, and the caution flag is out. Holden Myers in that number 1 is got a lot of smoke out of that number that machine. He needs to get off the racetrack. Yeah, timing and scoring getting a little stupid right here. That's going to put us under the yellow flag. You see Cameron Face now coming to a complete stop, but the looks like the number 1 was removed for reckless behavior on the racetrack. So Let's take a look what happened. Drivers do have one set of tires laying around in the pits. Comes down to use it. Aiden Hall had damage. Logan Bolt. There's Tyler Ferguson in the 81, and then Michael Boyd in the 41. That was a very strange start. It kind of started with Holden Myers in number 1. Let's just see what happened. Yeah, I saw the number 1 was kind of riding that outside wall. I knew something bad was going to happen, but let's watch the number 1 right here. Puts in the wall, comes right down in front of Desmond Burnell. You see Jaden Hall nowhere to go, along with the 48 of Bolt and the 26 of Luigi Gonzalez. Just absolutely nowhere to go. You see the 1 just comes up right in front of the 87. That's what puts us under caution. Take a look at the 54 that just came down pit road. We're going to go 1 to green this time by. It's going to be Cameron Face out front. Mateo Mitchell in second. You got Jordan Jung in third, and then Elliot Condra in fourth. Michael Good rounds out our top 5. Green flag, and we're back underway here at Phoenix. Elliot Condra goes around to the 09. It's going to collect Michael Good. Same spot where we saw the crash with Holden Myers. But no caution, we're staying green. How about Jordan Jung is able to work his way up to P2 in that number 18. Driving a Kyle Busch tribute scheme, trying to go to victory lane. So he's battling with the number 82 of Mateo Mitchell. Lane Sanders has done a nice job in that 83. He's up to P4. So he's battling with the number 84 of Diego Acuna. A slow car back there. That was Wyatt Blair, the number 5, that had to check up. They're battling here. This is Acuna has worked his way up to P4. Now here's Derek Shaver trying to get to the inside of the 83 of Lane Sanders. A little bit of door-to-door action here going into turns 3 and 4. Shaver up to P5. But Sanders has been hemorrhaging positions here in these last 2 laps. He's now under attack here from Josh Kenyon and Daniel Mosteller. Now, oh, and around goes Lane Sanders. He collects Josh Kenyon. Michael Boyd's collected as well. I don't know if the 27 gave a shunt right there, but we're still under green. No caution as of yet. And Lane Sanders is absolutely pissed off with Josh Kenyon as he spins him on pit road. Both cars billowing in smoke, but we've got some beef here between the red, white, and blue cars, and that's going to end their races. Wow, that escalated very quickly. We continue on and stay green. We've got a battle up front here between Cameron Face and Mateo Mitchell. Gap right now about 1/10 of a second. Drivers trying to run a variation of lines. Look at this move here from the 82 of Mateo Mitchell. Very smart move there from the 82. To get to that left rear quarter panel, the 80 of Cameron Face. Two fights side by side here with 19 to go. Got a lot of carnage here in this race. Face holds on. Here's the battle for P4. Move Derek Shaver in that DHL Chevrolet up to 4th. He gets clear of Diego Acuna. Cameron Face leads. His next time, it'll be 18 to go. Cameron Face trying to keep that clean air on that number 80 for MC Motorsports. 82 of Mateo Mitchell is hounding that back bumper, though, and he's relatively quick, particularly at lap times that last time by. Yeah, Mitchell right there, almost a tenth faster compared to number 80 of Cameron Face. That time they evened out. Face was actually a little bit quicker compared to the 82. Also, if those two make a mistake, you've got Jordan Jung right behind that number 18 trying to pounce. They're trying to pull away as well from the number 30 of Derek Shaver. Schmela back in 6, 4.7 seconds back. Another 1 second back. That's Michael Good in the 54. And then after the spin with Lane Sanders and Josh Kenyon, Daniel Mossler still right there in P8, which is kind of hard to believe. Wyatt Blair in P9. Luke Gallagher rounding out our top 10. Aiden Hall, Riker, Byram, 11th and 12th. Tyler Ferguson, 13th. Elliot Condra after that spin is P14. The only cars currently on the racetrack. We have 14 to go. Go back from the gearbox, that number 80 of Cameron Face. Make hard to stay in front of that number 82 of Mateo Mitchell. Here's the 82 of Mateo Mitchell to the inside. Trying to work his way to the inside of Cameron Face. And it's going to be Cameron Face who stays out front. 12 to go this time by. I'll tell you what, keep your eye on this 18 of Jordan Jung. He's been running laps faster compared to the 80 and the 82. He's going to be right there in the mix. I saw some wall contact there from the 84 of Diego Acuna. We head back up front. We had a 3-car battle for the lead here with 11 to go. Game of cat and mouse right now with these three drivers, just giving it everything they've got. You saw wall contact there from the 82 of Mateo Mitchell, and dropped 0.3 of a second behind Cameron Face. We'll go back to another battle here. This is Daniel Mosteller battling with the number 54 of Michael Good for P7. Mosteller is going to edge ahead of the number 54 here. Good's going to fight back here on the top. Mosteller is going to pull that slide job, get clear of the number 54 of Michael Good. And back up front here, you have Cameron Face, Mateo Mitchell, and Jordan Jung. Those three separate by 0.3 of a second here. 9 to go here from Phoenix. Mateo Mitchell now to the inside. He's going to send it in here to turn 1. Is that slide job going to work? We'll see, but here comes the 80 to the inside. Put Mateo Mitchell to the lead. What a move by Mateo Mitchell. And Cameron Face drops all the way back to third as Jordan Jung takes advantage of the mistake there from the 80. 8 to go here for Mateo Mitchell. Trying to extend that gap over the number 20 of Jordan, or the number 18 of Jordan Jung. Boy, all three running that diamond line all the way up against the fence in turns 1 and 2. Right back down to the bottom as they work their way into turns 3 and 4. This is the first time we've seen the 82 out front tonight. Next time by, it's going to be 7 laps to go. Just take a look at the field here. Working their way around the track. Still have 14 cars on track right now, all the way back to Elliot Condra. And what, this 18 of Jordan Jung will not go away. He's staying right in the footsteps of that number 82 of Mateo Mitchell. Cameron Pace starting to drop back here a little bit. He's taking a look at the lap times the last time by. Cameron Pace down to a 28.96. Jung just slightly faster compared to the number 82 of Mateo Mitchell, but you can get it here in 6 more laps. 6 miles remain here at Phoenix. 5 next time by. Freshness 9048 pulling for Cameron Pace here. Gonna have to have another late race yellow if he wants to have a chance to get back in this thing. I feel like the tires have gone away from that number 80 machine. Tell you what, that 82 is just inches away from hitting that outside wall, but doing a nice job of keeping that momentum. You see they work their way around the number 26 of Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez. That 82 can maintain. That's going to be the big thing. Maintain that gap. Got this in the bag, but with 4 laps to go, easier said than done. Young now under 0.2 of a second behind that number 82. Mason Jung trying to... Oh, he's going to lift off the gas right there. That's a huge mistake there from Jung. He lost 0.4 of a second just from that small lift, and Mateo Mitchell will lead here with 3 to go. Looking back behind here for 6th place. This is Daniel Mosteller to the inside of Marty Schmela. That's the closest battle we have currently on track right now. Great battle here. Schmela holds on to P6, but it's 2 to go here for Mateo Mitchell. And now Jordan Jung's going to stump it in the fence again. Trying to give it everything he's got, and I can definitely tell he's burned up his stuff. Now down to 0.8 of a second. As next time by, it's going to be 1 to go here for Mateo Mitchell. He started on the outside of the front row in that number 82 Xbox Chevrolet. Saw him last win at Bristol with the trucks, and here he is at Phoenix. Trying to get this number 82 in victory lane here again here in Rebel Valley. Coming around turn number 4, getting career win number 3 here in Rebel Valley. Give it to Mateo Mitchell. Mateo Mitchell wins here at Phoenix. You take a look at the top 10 crossing the start-finish line. Congratulations to Mateo Mitchell. He's going to go back to victory lane, that number 82 Xbox Series Chevrolet. It's his 3rd career win here in Rebel Valley. He gets it done from the outside of the front row. Finishing results are over on the left-hand side of your screen. Rex J Sim Racing said, why is the running order rainbow? I want to do a little bit of a different look. So a new logo made for Rebel Valley. So what this is, it's just a gradient of red, yellow, and blue, which are part of the new logo. That was just made for Rebel Valley Sim Club. That's why I want to do something a little bit different. And I thought this kind of stood out a lot of the broadcast. Kind of easy to see for the viewers as well. Make it pop, so to speak. As Mateo Mitchell's going to park it here on the start-finish line. We'll see if we can get him here for an interview. And head over to the interview channel now, and let's get Mateo Mitchell's thoughts on that race. All right, Mateo Mitchell, this is Ryan Way in the booth. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
All right, that's career win number 3 for you here in Rebel Valley. You're able to get it done. Had a hard charge there from Jordan Jung there with about 10 laps to go. Talk to us about your race and how you're able to hold off the charge there from the Kyle Busch tribute scheme with Jordan Jung.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, The biggest part was getting around Cameron. He started to notice that I was running way higher through 1 and 2, so he went and tried to block me off of that, and then I knew I was faster, so the only way I was going to be able to get around him was by pulling a slider going into 1 and 2, which I thought wasn't going to work at first because I saw him get to the bottom side coming off turn 2, but then once he got loose, I knew that was it for that, and then Jordan started closing in more and more, and he started diamonding 1 and 2 more than I was, and then the moment he touched the apron, plowed the outside wall, that's when I knew that I had it in the bag.
Yeah, I think that's pretty spot on analysis because he was closing in about less than 0.2 of a second, made that mistake, and it was just history right there, and you're able to pull away and get another win here in Rebel Valley.
Yes, sir. It's awesome. I mean, Jordan, Cameron, great guys to race with. They gave me a battle, and I applaud them for it.
All right, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we move into race number 3, or our final race tonight? That'll be trucks at EchoPark, which is normally an interesting combo, to say the least.
Yeah, that is an interesting combo. Shout out to really everybody. I mean, Rebel Valley is a great place. I've had fun racing here. I've had fun being an official as well. So again, being able to do both here and there, it works out well, and everything turns out really great.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that, and congratulations on your win. We'll see if you can pull it off here in race number 3 at trucks at EchoPark.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that's going to be Mateo Mitchell, our winner here for race number 2. We've had 2 different winners here tonight. We'll see what happens as we move into race number 3. They got a little bit of a different style racing. It's going to be trucks at EchoPark. So give me about 5 to 10 minutes to get the session set up. Be right back. All right, guys, welcome to race number 3, our final race tonight, and it's going to be at the EchoPark Speedway with the Truck Series vehicles. Kyle Busch in his career won 9 times. Praise that. I think it's a lot more than that. But Kyle Busch won, that's right. He won 9 times at the EchoPark Speedway during his career, 6 times at the old configuration. He's made 3 starts in the Truck Series here on this reconfigured EchoPark Speedway, and he's won all 3 races, including the 2026 race this year. He and Carson Hosfar were able to get a 1-2 finish for Spire Motorsports. A combo that's not run a whole lot here in Rebel Valley. Last time we ran trucks at EchoPark, we had a controversial finish. That was back when 12 incident points were used. Kind of test out some things out, and Michael Good ended up crashing into Elliott Condra. Good got 12th incident point, which ended up DQing him from the race and gave a win over to the next person. It was, I believe it was Julian Nels that came away with the victory, but we'll see how this goes. This is going to be our final race tonight at EchoPark Speedway. For the times here so far, Daniel Mostar the fastest so far in this session at a 31.047. Different look there for this 87, that Mountain Dew scheme. There's Bradley Schmela there, number 4. That is the father of Marty Schmela. We see him periodically here in the series, so closing in here. Got about a minute remaining here in this practice session. While we go ahead and wait for this, go ahead and kind of give you a rundown of kind of what to expect here at EchoPark Speedway. It's 1.5 mile racetrack, and an interesting one to say the least. 0 fast repairs, 1 set of tires laying around in the pits. I definitely suspect this to be a wreck fest with how narrow this track is, and this racing like a super speedway track. It's definitely going to be a challenge here for these drivers. Got a good turnout here for our final race of the night. We had 36 drivers allowed to join here in this session. We have 32 here loaded in, so almost a full field here for our final race of the night. About 15 seconds remaining here in this practice session. Some of the drivers on track. There's Brooks Williams there to the 08. 2 drivers here in the field. Mike Allen. Logan Bolton of 48. There's Andrew Ford. And Chris Gifford. And Boswell there in the 12. Wyatt Blair. That's going to be the end of practice. Daniel Mostar, the fastest here in this practice session. It's at 12 laps in practice. Really gonna matter here. It's all about luck here. How this race is gonna be. So we're gonna get qualifying here on track. We'll go ahead and take a look at some of the drivers here. There's Derek Shaver, the number 30. Running the last race at Phoenix, came from P4. He had a really different paint scheme, that number 30. Time in the Chipotle Chevrolet. Dade Paul here ran that last race as well, the number 67. That might be the smallest number I've ever seen on a race vehicle. Yeah, that legitimately might be the smallest number I've ever seen on a race vehicle. See what he can do today, that number 67. And Desmond Burnell, the number 36, running that outside line. Patrick Connell for MC Motorsports, that 44, driving a Ram this time. This driver out there on track right now trying to... This looks like a 2-lap run here. On that outside on that first lap. Be a common theme. Derek Slidell there, the number 51. And Boswell's up the fastest time here so far, 31.877. Start to see this slowly change. And there's Logan Bolt in the 48, the 11. Aaron May in the number 10. The admin, one of the off-track admins in the first 2 races. And now let's go put Derek Slidell top of the chart, 31.775. The driver of the JBL Chevrolet. Derek Shaver now P2. Marty Schmela goes to P1. And it's going to make it an MC Motorsports 1-2 as Cameron Face is going to join him. And now Aaron May to the top of the charts, 31.632 for Aaron May. Michael Good goes up to second place. Logan Bolt with a nice jump as well as he works his way up to third. Only 2 drivers in the 31.6s, and that's Aaron May in the 10 and Michael Good in the 9. Wow, great lap there for Aaron May. 1.632. We'll see if anybody has anything for him. Bradley Schmela working his way up to P8, but on your screen, this is Kerry Collingsworth. Camera that 69, the watermelon colored scheme goes his way up to 19th, and that's where he'll start. Christopher Hudson. Sparingly here in Rebel Valley, 19. Joshua Rodriguez goes to P23. Collingsworth goes to 20th. We're past halfway through this qualifying session. Aiden Dillenbach for 52. Or Dylan Beck, not Dylan Bach, Dylan Beck, number 52. Yeah, I have a feeling a lot of these drivers just not going to start at the back and avoid all the chaos. It's only going to be a 20-lap race and get everything you can get. Track position is probably going to be important here, and there are only 2 drivers, Aaron May and Michael Good, at post times in the 31.6 range, and we'll see what Aiden Dillenbeck can do. We're on lap number 2. Goes to a 32.11, so also his second lap, so he'll be starting tail end of the drivers in the qualifying. He's 28th and the slowest truck so far. 30 seconds remain here in qualifying. I don't see any other trucks on track. Theo Mitchell, I have a feeling, will be the admin tonight. Daniel Mosto, Diego Cunha, Michael Simmons, Jason Higginbotham, Seamus O'Donoghue, and Will Weiss. Times here. 28 drivers on track post times. And wait here for about 5 seconds remaining, and we're going to move in straight into the race. And that's going to be the end of qualifying. Aaron May in that number 10 iRacing Toyota is going to work his way onto the pole here. Michael Good starting right beside him in the number 9. Go ahead and flip over to the pit lane cam. Let's take a look at our starting grid here for today's race. Aaron May in the 10 on the front row. Alongside him is Michael Good. Row number 2, you have Logan Bolt in the 48 and Wyatt Blair. 4. MC Motorsports in P5 and P6 with Marty Schmela and Cameron Face. You got Chris Gifford in the Days of Thunder, that Country Time Lemonade scheme, excuse me, and Bradley Schmela. Derek Slidell and Patrick Connell round out our top 10. 4 MC Motorsports cars in the top 10 as you take a look at the rest of the field here. Going from row 6 on down. Brooks Williams, the highest forward, in 14th. You're going to go all the way back to 23rd. And that's where you'll see Lane Boswell, the next closest forward on track. Need to look at the starting grid here. Large field here. I see 35 drivers loaded in this session. It's going to be, well, 34 drivers loaded in the session. It's going to be interesting to say the least. Kind of what Mateo Mitchell talked about after his win at Phoenix. This is going to be an interesting race. There's just no other way to put it. A lot of aggression. Probably a big one. Maybe two, but see what happens here for our final race of the night. As we continue to look through the rest of this field all the way back to the number 26 of Jason Higginbotham. That's going to be the 35 trucks that are in our race here tonight. Take a look at our track description here one more time. 76 degree air temp, 85 degree track temp. This race was set in the afternoon, kind of like what the Truck Series ran in real life back in the tail end of February. Will be our final race tonight. Aaron May, the number 10, is on pole. I think the one of the Kyle Busch tribute schemes there. Well, not a tribute scheme, but that was the scheme he was going to run at Charlotte. That's Michael Good there, the number 9, starting in P2. Whole brigade of Chevrolet, 2nd to 9th, are all driving that Chevrolet bow tie. Aaron May, the lone Toyota in the top 10. His next closest manufacturer teammate, only back to 14th with Jaden Hall. So he's going to be the lone Toyota out there, but how he fares here. All the Chevrolets behind him. We got a great race, hopefully, here for our final race of the night. Our first 2 races were clean. We had a combined 2 cautions. In 2 races, 1 at Bristol and 1 at Phoenix. Let's see if this last race ends on a high note. Aaron May and Michael Good lead us down to the green, and we are green here at EchoPark. Staying cordial right now, 2 by 2. You see Michael Good up on that outside line. He'll be the first driver to make a move and make that 3rd line work, but it's going to be Aaron May who's going to surge ahead here. That number 10. At the stripe, give Aaron May who'll lead lap 1. Look at all the field. That's Jaden Hall in the 67. Oh, that's going to be a big one. That's Luke Gallagher, the 00, who just went around. He's going to collect the 69 of Felix Hammer. No caution yet. We're staying green. Dawson Barton also around the number 32. Look how much that split up this pack. The last car in that pack there, that's the number 4 of Bradley Schmela, who's back in 10th place. Chris Skipper, that number 5, worked his way up 4 spots here as he made some door-to-door contact with the 8 of Marty Schmela. Just have a 10-car pack here, back to the number 4 of Bradley Schmela. Aaron May has led all 4 laps here so far, that number 10. Right on board here with Logan Bolt in the 48. Started on the inside of row number 2. Kind of biding his time right now. You see that side draft coming into effect right behind as well. This driver's trying to disrupt that air and Everybody has it between number 10 of Aaron Bay, but he continues to control the field. Here comes Marty Schmaler here to be inside at number 8. Schmaler, one of the better super speedway, drafting track drivers here in Rebel Valley. They're going to be 3 wide with the lead. That's Derek Slidell. Contact with Michael Good. Very strange wrecks. Those two cars, the two trucks kind of fuse into each other. And the 48 also sideways. That's Logan Bolt. And he's going to lose touch with this lead pack as Marty Schmaler leads. These guys continue to kind of race like this. That might open the door here for Wyatt Blair. See single file there with Patrick Connell. That's Rex Jenkins, Christopher Hudson, and Desmond Brodell. All single file there in line. They try to catch back up with this lead pack. On board here with Aaron Bay as he's all over the back bumper here of Marty Schmaler. The number 5 of Chris Gifford is going to go to the top. Been impressed with this 5 car. He's done a nice job working his way through this field. Jaden Hall, the 67. Haven't talked much about him tonight. Here he is on the outside. It's contact from Gifford. Right in front of Michael Good. It's going to collect Cameron Base. And the caution flag is out right at the start-finish line on lap number 8. Oh, that beautiful throwback. That Country Time throwback lemonade scheme back from the 90s. It was run by Bobby Hamilton and Neil Bonnet at some points, but it's still rolling. We'll have to see what the steering wheel will look like, but tough break there for Chris Gifford in the 5. That'll put us under our first caution of the day here on lap number 8. We will re-rack together here. Let's take a look at what happened to bring out the yellow. So going back to the timestamp, you already see the number 5 is around. Let's go back here. He might have had some help from the 10 of Aaron May. Go back and take a look. Let's play this in slow-mo. He's already drifting loose. Might have had some help from the 10. Then Aaron May is going to shoot him back up the track. Nowhere for Michael Gill or Cameron Pace to go. Truck being stopped right there at the start-finish line. The admin's through the yellow, and kind of rightfully so. Didn't want to get in the way. All right, so the field is now going to be pacing around under caution here on lap number 9. Caution there with the 5 of Chris Gifford going around. He'll come to pit road here, along with the 87 of Daniel Mosteller. That's Cameron Face in the 80, who we saw got collected in that in the tri-oval. He'll come down to pit. Be 10 laps to go next time by. We'll run down the field here. We got Marty Schmaler out front. Jaden Hall has went up 13 spots here from the start of this race. Has worked his way up to second. So a nice job there from that number 67. Aaron Bay is third. Derek Shaver fourth, who's up +9 for the start of this race. Derek Slidell round out our top 5. Bradley Schmaler runs 6th. Wyatt Blair is 7th. And Patrick Connell is at 8th. Rex Jenkins at 5 is at 9th. Christopher Hudson rounds out our top 10. And Burnell, Logan Bolt, Andrew Ford, Will Weiss at 71. And then Aiden Dillenbeck round out our top 15. Biggest mover so far has been the number 71 of Will Weiss. Take a look at this right there on your screen. JBL scheme. JBL Toyota. 18 spots here from the start of this race. Marty Schmaler is no stranger to victory lane here in Rebel Valley. At Michigan, he was able to pull off I wouldn't say a surprise win, but he kind of detailed in our post-race interview at Michigan. Rode around to the back most of the race and kept his left side tires fresh and able to pounce on the opportunity and steal a win away from Chase Ingram. weeks ago at Michigan. That is only lap of the race, and that was that final lap. Being around that number 31. Get the victory lane. Jaden Hall, we've not seen in Rebel Valley in a while. He's won before. Won at O'Reilly with the at Talladega. No stranger to victory lane either. Got Aaron May, who's right there in number 10. We've got Derek Shaver in the 30. Derek Slidell still going for that first win in at number 51. Then Bradley Schmela in the number 4. 6. Motorsports teammate behind that 44, Patrick Connell. Still have a good chunk of the field remaining, and that's probably going to be a commentator's curse. Definitely suspect there's going to be a lot more carnage here once we go back to green. The 9 and the 87 back there, that's 87 Mazda 9 might be good. They're going to cash back up, so we're going to have 26 trucks still on the racetrack here once we go back to green. iRacing official pace truck. The 8 of Barty Schmela, the 67 of Jaden Hall. We're back underway. That outside line is very discombobulated. Look at the gap there. That 67 of Jaden Hall is going to be a sitting duck. We'll see if he can get back in line. He's still stuck on that outside line. His closest help right now is Bradley Schmela in number 4. He's 4/10 of a second behind that number 67. Field rounds around turn number 4. It's going to be 8 laps to go. Derek Slidell making a move there. That number 51. He goes to the inside of Aaron May. They're 3 wide right behind. That's Rex Jenkins in the 25, Christopher Hudson in the 5, Logan Bolt in the 48. A lot of trucks getting a little squirrely right now on corner exit. We'll see how that plays a factor in what goes on these final 8 laps. Aaron May saw the run there from Jaden Hall. Went back down to the bottom. That's Wyatt Blair in the number 5. Who's going to work with Jaden Hall? Drivers putting that apron and trying to hold on as much as they can. I'll tell you what, it is just a hornet's nest right behind. That 25, 5, and 48 have been 3 wide here for the last 2 laps, and they just cannot get away from each other. The 10 trying to lean on the driver's side door. That 67 of Jaden Hall. Still 3 wide behind there with Burnell now in the number 36, and Christopher Benson in the 5. 6 remaining here at EchoPark. Schmela in the 4 now. Boy, leaning on the side there of the number 30 of Derek Shaver. We had some crashing in the back, but we head back up front here. Marty Schmela trying to control both lines. You don't want to do it too aggressively and kind of be the meat and sandwich there in the middle. But slow block there, trying to stay on that inside line. Aaron May trying to work with him, but here comes that contact. Jaden Hall and Aaron May get together. Single truck spin. No caution as of yet. And they crash again. That's Logan Bolt, the 48. Admins are keeping this green. They're 3 wide back for second place. Look how much they've broken up this pack. Wyatt Blair and that number 5 got into the fence. Next time by, it's going to be 4 laps to go. Slidell to the outside. How about Derek Slidell trying to get career win number 1 here in Rebel Valley? And have some help from his Chevrolet Bowtie teammate behind. That's Derek Shaver in the 30. They work into turn number 3. Move Derek Slidell to the lead. And he blocks in front of the 8. Shaver makes contact there with Marty Schmela, but next time by, it's going to be 3 laps to go. This racing is very intense. One truck all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack. Might have been Patrick Connell in the 44. I'll tell you what, these guys are all over the place. Here comes Schmela back to the top. Look, that outside is where you want to be. It seems like the most momentum is right there on that outside line. See how that plays in as we have 2 to go next time. Side by side for the lead. And how about Mike Allen at that number 67 has worked his way up into 5th place, trying to get his first career win. You also have the 22 of Andrew Ford. 7 trucks, all a chance to win it. Schmela on the top. It's got help from Wyatt Blair, the number 5. Mike Allen there in the 67. Schmela goes down to block Slidell. Move Marty Schmela into the lead. They're side by side behind, contact with Mike Allen in the 67. As this time by, it's going to be 1 to go for Marty Schmela. Schmela going to be a sitting duck. As they're coming up to a lap car up ahead, we'll see how this plays a role. Here comes Slidell on the outside. Schmela's going to stay on that inside line. Got help from Derek Shaver in the 30. Nice gesture from Pod 1 Uno in the 43 as he's going to move out of the way. One final corner. Slidell on the outside, going for career win number 1. That's Derek Shaver there in the 30, pushing Marty Schmela. At contact, can Schmela hold on? It's going to be Derek Shaver. How about that? Derek Shaver's going to win and an unbelievable finish. Derek Shaver gets it done as he parks that truck on the outside of turn number 1. How about Derek Shaver? The one lap that mattered, and he gets it done here at EchoPark. But we were looking at Marty Schmela, just out of nowhere. You saw the number 30 all the way below the racing surface, and he gets it done as he gets around Marty Schmela right at the last second, and he gets a win here in Rebel Valley. Unbelievable finish here for our final race of the night. Congratulations to Derek Shaver. He gets it done. Let's go back and rewatch that final lap one more time. All right, here we go, coming to the white flag. Let's watch Derek Shaver here in the 30. See the 43, that's Pod 1 Uno that gets out of the way here for our race leaders. Gives the push here to Marty Schmela. Let's take a look right here. See the contact there. What a save from Schmela, but yeah, Derek Shaver just barely held on. That was an unreal finish. And congratulations to the 30 truck. Derek Shaver is going to burn it down here at the start-finish line. See if we can get his thoughts on that race.
Get it.
All right, Derek Shaver. This is Ryan Wayne in the Rebel Valley Sim Club booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, Derek. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this your first career win here in Rebel Valley?
I think I've had a couple. It's been a couple months, I think. I know I have like one or two other ones, I'm pretty sure. But it's like the first one in a while.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. You came out of nowhere right there to get that win. You were pushing Marty Schmela there on that final lap, and just in the nick of time, you were able to get him at the line by 1800ths of a second. Talk to us how you were able to make that move and get a win here in Rebel Valley.
Yeah, I was just pushing and pushing and pushing. I mean, I was pushing people out of the way. I didn't really mean to. I think I had damage on the back of my truck, so it's just completely uncontrollable. And then on the last two laps, I just said, you know what, full throttle, just gonna stay bottom. If I could stay here and get the second, by the time we get to the start finish, I knew I was gonna cut it down and have a decent run. I didn't think I was gonna have that good of a run and clear, but I mean, I'll take it. So it's just nice to get a win.
And you had a good result at Phoenix as well. We saw you got a P4 in that number 30 machine, and were able to get a win. And it's been quite a long time since I've seen you come away with a win. And you're able to get it done here at EchoPark Speedway. Honestly, that was a very good finish here to end out our night here in Rebel Valley Sim Club. So everybody want to give a shout out to before we recap the night here on the Speeding and Racing Network?
I want to give a shout out to the IDK player boys. Cheer me on to VC, even though they wasn't cheering me on. But you know what? Shout out to them. Shout out to y'all for hosting them. Had a great time tonight. Bristol, not so much, but I'm not good at Bristol. But you know, I had fun. Had fun. So just shout out to y'all. Yeah, shout out to the fans.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming out for all 3 races tonight, and congratulations on your win.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
All right, and that's going to be Derek Shaver, who's going to come away with a win here tonight. We've got a couple more people here in the booth here. We've got Aaron May as well. We'll get his thoughts. He was kind of the guy that led the majority of our race tonight, along with Marty Schmela. So, Aaron May, this is Ryan Wayne in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, Aaron, you had the pole. You're one of the 2 drivers here in the field that ran 31.6, and looks like you were able to come home in P number 5 here tonight. Talk to us about your race and what you think you probably could have done a little bit better to work your way up toward the front.
Well, I honestly qualified good getting on the pole. I don't know. I don't understand how every time I can go into a super speedway race, I could just always qualify up front. I just don't understand how I can do that, but it is nice to be able to do that. And as for trying to figure out what I could have done better there, just had better control of the lanes. You know, when I let the top side get to me there, when I was trying to work with Marty, I kind of got stuck on the bottom and I wasn't able to really recover. And then I think somebody spun off my nose. I don't know if I caused it. If I did, I'm terribly sorry. And that shuffled me back, but luckily was able to get to a top 5 finish, and I'm very happy with the result.
You had a good race overall. We're able to get a top 5 finish tonight, and it's be a good way to recap the night here at EchoPark. All right, that's going to be Aaron May, who was in the booth there after his P5 finish. We'll have time for one more interview here. We've got Bowie Knife 99 here on our Discord chat. We'll see if we can get his thoughts here on this race.
Hello.
Hey, what's up there, man? Talk to us about your race, and what was your name again? I just want to check to make sure.
My actual name is Michael Good. Hello. But,
okay. Michael Good. What's up, man? I didn't recognize that name right there, but yeah, Michael Good. Glad to have you here again, and talk to us about your race. And yeah, you were on the outside of the front row, and talk to us about what happened there on that lap. I believe it was lap 8 caution with the 5 of Chris Gifford.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, I'm happy with how this race went, like in general. The last race, I just got punched in the mouth on lap number 8, and that essentially ended my day. Not much else to say. I mean, I was up front for a little bit. Car wasn't really getting going, and then I just got murdered the moment I came back up. Not really much to say there, but the last 2 races, honestly, I'm going to be honest, I was pretty good. 3rd place in my first ever Bristol start because I got 0 laps of practice because I kept spinning out in practice. And somehow managed to not spin once doing Bristol. So I was lucky. And race number 2 did pretty good. I believe I finished somewhere in the top 10. Or wait, no. Phoenix. Yeah, no, Phoenix. I did pretty good, but then I got a little messed up. But still recoiled, still came back. Got a decent finish here, so. Pretty proud of what I was able to do tonight, and things happen, I guess.
Yeah, and all in all, I felt like the racing was really solid for the most part. We had only 3 combined cautions tonight in all 3 races, which is mightily impressive. We have 1 caution each in all 3 races, so nice job by all the drivers tonight, keeping it somewhat straight, and yeah, a great finish here for EchoPark Speedway. I know the last time we came here was a disaster to say the least, but you guys kept it together for the most part and put on a heck of a show. So thank you for coming out tonight.
Thank you for hosting. This was fun. RIP KFB.
Yeah, RIP Kyle Busch, one of the legends here in NASCAR, and he will be sorely missed along with the NASCAR community. So,
all right. Well, we'll see you next race. This was great. Good talking to you again, Ryan. I'll
Absolutely.
see you later.
See you later, Mike. Okay, so I'll go ahead and interview one more person here. We have BRW 500 here. BRW,
Brooks Williams.
what's your iRacing name?
Brooks Williams.
Brooks Williams. Okay, yeah, you were one of the lone Fords in that race.
Yeah, I'm pretty new to racing with you guys. And I just had a Ford. Usually I run the Toyotas, but I found a really cool Kyle Busch scheme. I've been a pretty big Kyle Busch fan all my life, so thought I was gonna run it tonight, and I had like a okay race. Just had a little bit of just craziness towards the end.
Yeah, you came home 17th. Not a bad run at all by any means. You were one of the lone Fords out there on the racetrack. I think you were actually the highest finishing Ford. I mean, the next closest person was 18th, and that was Joshua Rodriguez. But talk to us about your race, and since you're pretty new here in Rebel Valley, what kind of the things you've kind of seen so far, just in your limited appearances so far with these guys?
I've seen a lot of the photo finishes, great racing. So far I watched most of the stream. Was gonna run all 3 races tonight, but I don't have the best of Wi-Fi, so I was like, I'll just run Atlanta. Just have a little one-off to have my kind of debut with you guys. But I thought racing for the most part was pretty clean. Got a little bit hectic towards the end. I started in the rear of the field, took an EOL just to stay in the back and avoid any chaos, which helped me on lap 2 or whatever when the entire field like died. And then got everything back re-racked, and then there was another big crash, avoided it, and I was racing with Demos on the final lap, and then I think we were coming to the line, and some guy who was going like 40 miles an hour on the apron just came up and killed both me and Demos, which kind of sucks. Watched a lot of the NR Night racing and how good he is, so I thought it would be pretty cool racing against a really good driver like Demos. Just sucks that we got killed coming to the line, but I'm just happy that we were able to finish.
That's always the big thing too, especially on these drafting tracks like that. I mean, survival is the name of the game, and you were able to finish P17. That's nothing to be nothing too mad about.
No, not at all. I'm pretty happy with it, and wanted to say, hi to my family. They were watching it. They were cheering me on. So just appreciate all that and appreciate all you guys hosting.
I'm glad you can join us here. Welcome to the Rebel Valley Sim Club family. We hope to see you in future races.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to be Brooks Williams in the number 08. Finished P17. Want to get one last interview in before we move into our... go ahead and close this out. So we've had 3 different winners tonight. Race number 1 at Bristol, it was Elliot Condra. Race 2, Mateo Mitchell and Derek Shaver was able to pull it off in race number 3. Recap the night. So congratulations to those 3 drivers here as we paid tribute to Kyle Busch and ran 3 tracks where he had the most success in each series. Next Gen at Bristol won 9 times. At Phoenix won, I believe, 11 times. And then won 9 times at EchoPark Speedway in the Truck Series. Well, thank everyone for coming out to today's races. We'll see you guys back here next Monday. We'll have a fresh set of races for Rebel Valley Sim Club. So thank you for coming out to tonight's races. My name is Ryan Wayne, and I will